I have tried every angle in this car, and there are no good ones that I can find. So hello everyone, and welcome back to the Neverland Book Club. I think I'm just gonna hold you. Okay. I am in the parking lot of my local AMC because my sister and I are gonna go see the movie Babygirl.
Good girl.
It's the first showing in the morning on a Sunday morning because we don't want anyone around us, and it's just such a better vibe to go to the movie theater first thing in the morning rather than at night. Personally, I feel like that's the better choice. I've been hearing a lot of different things about this movie. The most interesting thing I've heard is that it's basically just a smutty book, but as a movie. So that caught my attention pretty quickly. I'm in Babygirl pink. TMI, I'm wearing pink underwear, pink socks, pink sweater, pink eyes, pink watch band. I'm not too much of a pink person, but I felt like I should go all out today. So I'm just waiting in the car for my sister. And there are actually a lot of people here. Oh, she texted me. Okay, she's here. Let's go see the movie. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. Okay, bye. I'm recording. Hi! We're going to MC. Oh, very tough. Ready. All right. The last clip you saw was about mid-January. It's been weeks, and I still have unspoken thoughts. Let's unpack this hot mess of a movie in the most lighthearted way possible, shall we? First off, let's just agree on one thing. Nicole Kidman, she can do anything. She is a powerhouse, a chameleon, a legend. But even legends can only do so much when the material they're handed is, shall we say, lacking. Her character in this film? Lazy. One-dimensional. Her job is literally just, I make robots. That's it. No depth, no nuance, just robots. That's the level of effort we are working with here. Women in business. I represent all women in business. We get it? Good job. Moving on. Now let's talk for a moment about her husband, played by Puss in Boots himself, Antonio Banderas. Ladies, this man is a dream. He's sweet, understanding, artistic, a good father, attentive to his wife and kids. He's basically the human equivalent of a tall glass of wine in a bubble bath. Luxury. And yet, she's not satisfied? Really? Not even once? You're telling me Zorro doesn't know what he's doing in the bedroom? You're the CEO of robots, and for 20 years, you haven't managed to direct your husband in the bedroom? I'd understand if he was a sensitive man, someone who couldn't take criticism. But this man works in theater. He can handle constructive criticism. As a viewer, I'm supposed to believe that after being married to this perfect man for so long, you're willing to throw it all away for this Pete Davidson, Timothy Chalamet-looking hybrid? Yeah, I don't buy it. He's part of this new trend of hot guy that, frankly, I don't understand. He's bland, like unsalted boiled potato bland.
And what excellent boiled potatoes.
His delivery? Flat. His supposed dominance? Unconvincing. His self-proclaimed dominance is something he's trying to enforce throughout the film rather than earn, which is the whole point of the kink, by the way. It felt like he had no idea what he was doing, which honestly is fitting because this entire dynamic was like watching the blind lead the blind. At one point in the movie, he actually has a temper tantrum, and I was like, excuse me, sir, you're acting real bratty for someone who's supposed to be telling Nicole Kidman what to do. Stop it. And then there's this whole cat and dog dynamic. Okay, so their little meet cute is because he tames a dog in the street. Sure, fine. Then there's this whole be a good girl, get a cookie thing. All right, I see what you're going for. But then she's drinking milk from a saucer and wants to be babied. Nicole, sweetheart, that's not puppy play. That's kitten play. Those are two entirely different things. If you're going to explore this dynamic, at least be consistent. Do your research. One Google search, please. Browse on Tumblr. for an afternoon. Is that too much to ask? And honestly, that's my biggest gripe with this entire production. No one did their research. There's so much material out there on these topics, books written by women who are literal experts on this demographic. And yet, the filmmakers just didn't think of it. I get why people are calling this a smutty book on film, but it's not just smut. It's bad smut. The kind that gives the genre a bad name. Here's the thing. Stories like this, whether they're books or films, often use romance to explore deeper issues. They bring relatability and depth to characters that might otherwise feel distant. But this movie, it was 90 minutes of misrepresentation. It's the kind of thing that vanilla audiences will think is intriguing for all the wrong reasons. Something very familiar to 50 Shades of Grey. But let's not get into that mess. That's not why we're here today. And don't even get me started on the pacing. Forbidden romances thrive on tension. That moment when the characters acknowledge the line they're about to cross, you know, the point of no return. It's the bread and butter of this genre. But here, there was no moment. There was no tension. Just Nicole's character getting swept away by some unseasoned, monotone man on the floor of a dirty motel room. That's it. That's the extent of their inner turmoil. Again, not buying it. Also, her backstory, completely glossed over. She grew up in a cult and is now in therapy. Okay, same girl. But what does that have to do with anything? And now she thinks she's a monster for discovering her kinks? And pretty tame kinks, if I may add. That's just another thing that bothers me sometimes about people who misrepresent things like this in mass media. Trauma and kink can have correlations, and they often do, but just because someone has a traumatic background doesn't mean they are innately sexually devious, which is what it felt like they were trying to say. And I didn't appreciate that at all. I mean, I once read a book about a girl who fucked her door into sentience. I think you're fine, Nicole. You wanted to be treated like a kitten, not hurt people. Calm down. Meanwhile, his backstory doesn't even exist. He's basically a cardboard cutout of her unrealized fantasies. He barely spawns as a character and has no redeeming qualities that would make me care about him or how he got here. He's not even a trope. Not morally gray or golden retriever or broody masochist, nothing. Antonio Banderas' character had more nuance. Unless I missed it completely. If I did, please let me know in the comments. But I didn't buy him as a dom. I didn't buy him as a lost kid in need of guidance. He does have a few moments of humility and I wanted more of that. But those moments were fleeting and overall meaningless. By the end of the movie, I was visibly annoyed, shaking my head every time a character just opened their mouth to deliver dialogue that no one had bothered to fact check or think through. It's like the filmmakers had a checklist. Sexy scenes, high stakes, and a book talk worthy premise. Oh, right, and Nicole Kidman. But they missed the most important part, making it all believable. Because at the end of it all, there are only really two ways to tell a story: plot-driven and character-driven. This felt like they were trying to blend the two and failed in both directions. The plot was very fuck around and find out, and the characters were all paper thin. So, what's the takeaway here? If you're curious about Babygirl, don't expect much in terms of story, or depth, or anything, really. But hey, at least we got Nicole Kidman chugging milk and crawling on the floor, and to be honest, that's the entire reason I went to see the film. And Antonio Banderas being perfect. Protect that man at all costs. That was another thing. Every time Antonio spoke, I just saw him as a big-eyed orange cat and thought, why would you do him dirty like that, Nicole? Why? Look at him. He's such a good boy. I mean, husband. Good husband. Anyway, will I watch it again? Yeah, probably. Alone this time. Nicole Kidman, go talk to your husband. All of this could have been avoided if you just communicate with Antonio Banderas. Was it fun? Yes. But for me, I think it was fun because I saw it with my sister, and we're both just dirty birdies. All right, that's all I have for you today, dear viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not. Also, please comment down below anything at all, really. It helps with the algorithm, and I'm trying to pick up pace here a bit, you know? So if you've seen the film and want to chime in, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Today's shout out goes to Rosie Spencer. Thank you for this encouraging comment, and thank you for being that person and pointing out that Count Orlok's healthy mustache was actually Eggers' way of being loyal to the original text. You even came with quotes. I love it. All right, I'm off to go rewatch Nosferatu because not only did I clearly enjoy that film more, but it was even hotter as a romance than this one. You Are My Affliction will always beat out anything that Spaghetti Noodle Boy says, especially in Orlok's voice. I'm still not over it. Anyway, be a good girl, stay lost, keep reading and watching. Goodbye. Oh dear. Why do you only want to be in the video when I'm done?